Welcome to Finding Your Way with Lori and Tanya. I'm Lori.
I'm Tanya.
So today we're going to talk about a key step in success, which is to take action. So if you looked at most of our videos, we talk about how we really believe good's coming to us. We believe in the law of attraction. We believe in goal setting and having intention for your life. We believe all those things. But success doesn't come until you take action.
Right. And so I think this is huge because we talk about law of attraction, how we want something, we write it, we journal it, we visualize it, we are appreciative in advance, but you actually have to move and take a step toward that, what you want. A perfect example is you can't get the parking spot that you're manifesting at the store until you drive to the store, right? So you've got to take that action.
Yeah, so like another example is you can want all day long for another job. You can try to attract that to you and everything, but at some point you got to put in an application and actually interview or speak to someone about that job. It doesn't just come and fall in your lap. That, I think, is a misconception. I think a lot of people are turned off by mindset work because they think, oh, well, you're just saying, well, you think it and it becomes. And we do believe that thoughts become things, but we don't believe it just happens. You do have to take steps towards what you're wanting in your life.
And it doesn't have to be that you jump off the cliff, right? It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be, I want a new job, so guess what? I'm going to quit mine. It can be, I want a new job, so I'm going to work on my resume. I'm going to create my LinkedIn profile today. Next week, I'm going to apply to 2 jobs on Indeed. The next week, I am going to have a conversation with someone at church that I know is a hiring manager at a company that I'm interested in. Then I'm going to answer the email that asked me for the interview, and then I'm going to go to the interview. So there's a lot of steps that can be taken to get you to where you want to be. And the whole way you're manifesting the job, right? You've written the end result is this. I want a job that's close to home, that pays me this amount of money, that lets me work remotely 2 days a week, that offers me this benefit that I need for my children. You can have that written and you can manifest that. You can attract that, but you have to take the steps along the way to get yourself there.
Yeah, so same thing with relationships. If you want a partner, if you want more friends or a more trusted circle of friends, yes, you should visualize that. Yes, you should set intentions around that, but you also have to sort of be that yourself. You have to be what you want, right? So you have to be that good friend and you have to be that trustworthy person so that you attract that to you. And then when people ask you to do things with them, you can't say no to everything. You got to go out and take part in that process and go on dates or go out with friends.
That's a big one. So when I had a friend who was single and she was divorce was final and she was lonely and she talked about being lonely and we talked about, well, Tanya, how do I manifest my man? Like, how do I get there? And we talked about, okay, well, let's start a list of the things that you want in this next relationship, the things you want in this next person, how you want to feel in this next relationship. Let's put those things down. Let's start visualizing what a date would be like. Let's start visualizing what a marriage proposal would feel like if that's what your end result is. Let's start thinking about a day in the life. Let's write a letter to this guy about how awesome the weekend that you had, he took you on. However, you have to get your behind off the couch and go on the first date, which sometimes means you have to create the dating profile. Lo and behold, the dating profile. You have to maybe create more than one. You have to answer the message that the guy sends you on the dating app or website. You have to tell your friends, by the way, I'm single and please have your husband's single friends give them my number. You have to make the effort. You can't sit on the couch and think that Mr. Right's going to ring the doorbell, right? So
That's right.
You really have to take that action.
Yeah, so it really applies to all areas of your life. We've talked about, your career. We've talked about relationships. But even just like your health and wellness, like you have to take those baby, and it can be baby steps.
Absolutely.
It doesn't have to be putting on your shoes and running a marathon. it's small things. I think I heard John Travolta say one time, you know, how he's fluctuated in his weight in different movies and stuff, and he had done a movie where he was really heavy, and the thought of getting on the treadmill was like excruciating. And so he said, I just started with 15 minutes. And I said, okay, John, you know, you go and you do 15 minutes and you keep doing that until you can do a little bit more. And so it's the same thing. It's yes, you want to do all the things that all the videos that we have around being intentional and setting goals and that kind of thing, but you also have to take the baby step or the leap. If you're brave,
Right?
go ahead,
Yes.
take the leap.
Some people leap, and that's okay. There's no right or wrong to that. If you're a leaper, I mean, don't quit the job and not be able to pay your bills. We're not endorsing that. But leap, that's okay. But do something. You can't sit around, woe is me. You have to take control. You have to take action, inspired action. But you've got to take that next step in order to grow, in order to get where you want to be, in order to create and attract what it is you want. You have to take the step to get there.
Yeah, and so, I mean, I know there's been times in my life where I'm like, gosh, well, why did that happen for them and it didn't happen for me? And I bet you about half the time or more, they actually took action steps that I wasn't willing to take. And that's how they got the job, or they got the guy, or they got the whatever we were trying for. So it really is important. One of the workshops that we went to, they stood at the front and said, hey, I got $20. Who wants $20? And people were like, I do, me. And there was one lady that jumped up out of her seat and snatched the $20. It was like, what did she do?
Snatched it right out of his hand.
What did she do that y'all didn't do? And she actually took action to get the $20. So we don't endorse being rude and snatching things out of people's hands, but it is true. To succeed, you can't just wish for things. You have to put in the time, put in the effort, and do.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just one foot in front of the other, one baby step that will get you there. But if you've got that end goal, that thing that you want, that feeling that you'd like to have, you've got to take a step slowly but surely. And every step you take gets you closer to the end result.
Yeah, so if you're doing the work, journaling, you're meditating on what kind of life you want, you're setting intentions, you're visualizing the life you're trying to create, maybe try 3 actions a day, 3 to 5 actions a day. Don't try to overwhelm yourself,
Right.
but just do, like, what are some actual things that you could do to get you a little bit closer to those goals that you have?
Sometimes it's a phone call. Sometimes it's one email. Sometimes it's literally walking to the mailbox and back. But what the check can't be in the mail. It could be in the mail all day long, but until you go get it, you don't even know it's in the mail. So take that action step.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say we have grown a lot. Wouldn't you say that we've grown a lot? But when you're in a negative headspace, sometimes
Like we
that,
were.
yeah,
We were there.
We were there, honey.
few
We
years
were
ago.
there. And so sometimes it's just getting through the day, and that's your action, and it's okay. That's
Yes.
okay. But you're here for a reason, and we want you to live your best life. So think about what those actions are that you're going to take today, even if it's not big, huge things.
Maybe it's taking the depression medicine that you should have taken. Whatever it is, whatever it is for you. It doesn't have to be a big goal. It doesn't have to be a career change. Just like Lori said, it might be getting through the day. That's okay. Maybe it's getting out of bed today.
We've all had those. We've all had those days.
We have all had those days, and there are still some days that is a big deal for me.
Yeah.
I mean, and I've been doing the work, so please know you're not alone. But just putting your feet on the floor,
Being grateful.
Yes.
Being grateful for everything
Yes.
you do have.
That's right,
Yeah.
and not being as worried and concerned about what you don't. So
Yeah.
so take action.
That's right, and make it inspired. Make it come from. Make sure you're listening to yourself, and doing things out of respect for yourself, not because others want you to do it.
Absolutely. So we hope this is helpful. If you enjoyed this video, if you got anything out of it, please like it, share it. Please subscribe to our channel. We'd love to have it pop up every time we post something new, and you be able to visit with us. We enjoy doing this, and we'd love to serve as many people as possible. If you're on Facebook, we've got a great Facebook page called the Positive Vibe Tribe. Request to join our group. We've got thousands of people who post hundreds of posts daily. daily. It's so nice sometimes just to scroll through your news feed on Facebook and there to be something positive in there, and that's exactly what that group's for. So we hope you got something from this and that we've helped.